everybody, and welcome to yet another exciting football game here at Haslett High School. I am the one and only Andy Hartman, along with my tag team partner, Dominic Pecora. And tonight, the Vikings host the Hartland Eagles, which should be an exciting matchup here, the last home game of the season, Dom. And the Vikings definitely have something to prove tonight.
Well, 3 weeks ago, we sat at a position where Haslett was 2-3 and really reeling and wondering if this was going to be the first time since 1997 that they didn't qualify for the playoffs. Since then, they've turned things around in a real positive fashion. Of course, last week with a 21-0 shutout against the Fowlerville Gladiators. Tonight, if they win this football game at home against the Hartland Eagles, they're in the playoffs for sure. You can still squeeze in at 5-4, but it's not very likely. And Coach Otluski, stand-up guy, has really kept his team together and got them on track, and now they're in position to go 6-3 with the victory tonight.
So it should be an exciting game, and we're proud to bring it to you here live on TV 25. We'll be right back for the kickoff after this. And welcome everyone once again to Haslett Vikings Stadium tonight, where your Vikings host the Eagles of Hartland. Should be an exciting game here, the last home season game. In case you're joining us late, I am the one and only Andy Hartman, along with Dominic Pecora, as always. And Dom, we talked about earlier in our opening that Hartland, coming in at the beginning of the year, went 3-0, and they've dropped to 4-4 right now, but the Vikings cannot overlook this team.
Well, this team started out 3-0, and this was a team earlier in the season that the Vikings were really pointing to on the schedule as a marquee game, and obviously when they were 2-3 is the kind of game that was going to dictate whether they get into the playoffs or not, and it's actually turned out to be just that. As you take a look at the Hartland sideline, and there are some big boys over there, real kind of smash-mouth football. Take a look at number 74 there, checks in at 320 pounds.
Those are some definitely big boys. The Vikings probably definitely not matched up with this much size yet this season, Dom, so it should be a good game. The chance of the Vikings' playoff hopes rides on this game. They win, they're in for sure, but they lose, they could still make it, like you said earlier, at 5-4, but that's really tough.
No question about it. And you look in past seasons, Vikings no lower than 8-1 since 1997.
Yep.
This is the position where they're kind of coming in, you know, off a winning streak to kind of sneak into the playoffs, but obviously no home game this year, so that make the road that much tougher. But no word yet on who the opponents might be. There's been some talk of Mason possibly. Obviously, we'll know by the end of tonight.
Yep. I've also heard Charlotte might be thrown in that mix as well.
They always seem to be near
a Viking,
as well as East Lansing.
Exactly. So, you know, the Vikings are definitely familiar with at least Charlotte and East Lansing. Mason they haven't faced before, but we're going to find out here as we get set for the kickoff. Looks like Hartland is going to receive the kick. As back deep for Hartland is number 11, Matt Sattler. Nice shot there by the crew of him. And also deep for Hartland, I believe, is going to be number 36, or excuse me, 36, Chris Bueza. I'm sorry if I screwed up on the name there. we get set here for the kickoff. Zilch he's been on it of late, Dom. His kicking game is vastly improved, and that's something the Vikings definitely need tonight, is a good kicking game.
Really getting his game together, as he struggled a bit mid-season, Andy, with extra points especially. He's really kind of found his touch again. The Vikings will need him tonight and throughout the playoffs if they're going to make any kind of run.
Zilch's kick is a squib kick there. It's going to be taken by number 18, Josh Franklin, for the Eagles. He's brought down at about the 39-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will take over there, 1st and 10.
Cold and rainy throughout the day, Andy. We're going to see if that's going to play any kind of effect on the ball control and the field conditions, as it got a little muddy there near midfield.
And we're also going to see the first chance to take a look at Kurt Longcore, the quarterback, 6'3", 188 senior for Hartland. Definitely a good-sized kid. We don't really know a whole lot about this Hartland team. We don't know what kind of playmakers they have, so this is going to be interesting to see how they're going to come out here against this, as of late, tough Viking defense.
Definitely. Always an advantage to have the tall quarterback. Sees over the defensive tackles much more easily.
So it'll be 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line.
Shotgun.
Oh, I like this, the little shotgun set here. Vikings had a little problem with the shotgun set against DeWitt, Dom.
Memories of Chad Elger.
Longcore is going to be back to throw. He's got all kinds of time. He's going to be wrestled down in the backfield by number 25, Nick Evon. Great tackle, as Longcore was dropped for about a 10-yard loss.
Longcore couldn't seem to find his open receiver, as he did have time. Good pursuit by Evon, as he did not let him get rid of the ball. Might have been intentional grounding either way. But the first big play goes to the Vikings, and it's on defense.
So it's going to be a 2nd and a long 17 now here for the Eagles. I've noticed so far they come out with the same kind of offense as DeWitt had. They have the split receivers, the shotgun, which caused lots of trouble for the Vikings. So
they want to exploit the Vikings' defensive backs early.
There's a high snap there. It's going to be handed off to number 34 for the Eagles. It's going to be Bill Westbrook, as he's going to be brought down. Or excuse me, I'm sorry, that's Chad Takas. I believe that's how you pronounce it, Dom. He's a big boy himself there for a running back. As my program here says, he's 6 foot 172, so that's definitely a big boy there in the backfield. So it's going to be 3rd and long here after the no gain there by Takas. Haslett defense playing great right now, Dom. His Longcore is going to be back to throw. He's going to be rushed in the backfield. They're swinging out there to number 34 again. That's going to be Takas. He's going to be short of the 1st down, but excellent pickup there on the little screen pass.
Nice play by Takas, but more so by Longcore to get rid of the ball, as the Viking defender was free into the backfield, and he just dumped it off for the screen. As you look at Helper out on the sideline, shouting instruction. Now be 4th down, and the Vikings defense holds on 3 plays here, and the ever-dangerous Matt Harney will more than likely get an opportunity to return here.
Definitely. He has been dangerous to burn people in the past. Let's hope he can do it here. Nice kick there by number 8 for the Eagles. I believe that's Brian McCarthy.
Brian Arnott kept Harney to about a 2-yard return there, so fine special teams coverage as the Vikings offense gets their first look of the night.
We're going to take a look at what Coach Otluski has in store tonight for the Eagles. I think you have to stick with what Coach Otluski preaches to his kids, the bread and butter, the 40 to 41s down. That's what they seem to be able to eat away at their opponents a little bit, and then they have Peterson take over from there. So we're going to see exactly what he's going to do tonight. Be 1st and 10 for the Vikings on the 23-yard line. So Peterson's going to hand it off there, I believe, to number 9, Tigana Makuna. Or excuse me, that's Matt Nelson, I believe. Actually, it's number 3, Scott Casby. So I'm 0 for 3 right now.
Casby getting one of his rare carries this year. The senior running back picks up about a yard or two, and bring up 2nd and a long 8.
The rain continues to pour down here. Quite a rainy and cold night here at Viking Stadium. As I believe it was handed off again.
Chalewski's sticking on the ground here early.
You got to like that, though. You got to like what Coach Chalewski's here, trying to figure out what the defense is throwing at him. To be a 3rd and a long 8 to go here for the Vikings.
Third and long for the Vikings here. We'll see if maybe Peterson rolls out, looking for a receiver upfield.
Hartland stunning some linebackers there as they're going to roll out with Peterson. He overthrows his receiver, number 9, Matt Nelson. Just led him way too much.
Slippery ball might have attributed to that pass that just kind of got away from Peterson. And as the defenses both trade solid first series, now Hartland will take over for the second time. And 2 men deep to return on the punt, something we don't often see.
That's number 31, Eric Woodside, along with number 15. I can't really see his jersey from here.
31, Andy.
31. I said that already. Eric Woodside. Nice kick there. Excellent punt. Holy cow. Taken by Woodside. He slips a little bit. Breaks one tackle and then is stuck in the backfield by number 17, Ben Conroy. Great special teams coverage there.
Woodside there was able to get by Ryan Everett, but not too much after that, as now Hartland will take over at the 30-yard line. First and 10.
I'm sorry, Dom. I was going to say just an excellent punt there by Joe Austin. He got all of it into that one. Pins Hartland deep into their own territory. They went 3 and out last time, Dom. Let's see what they can do here. First and 10 on their own 30.
And they're sticking with a shotgun formation, so obviously a game plan from the get-go for Coach Todd Kopp.
So they're going to give a draw there to number 31, Eric Woodside. He maybe got 1 or 2 yards, not much more than that.
Woodside's second effort there. Got him a couple extra, bring up 2nd and 6. DeWitt kind of seemed to blend in the shotgun in the first quarter, Andy.
Yep.
And what we've seen so far from Hartland, it seems to be like they run their base offense.
Straight up shotgun, yep.
Definitely.
So far hasn't been too effective. They've gotten a few yards here and there, but as there's going to be a draw to 31 again. Woodside going the other way. He's keeping his legs moving. I think he's got the first down. He's going to be awfully close.
He is awfully close, and you saw he held on to the ball there. I believe that was number 56 for the Vikings. That was Devin Foote trying to strip the ball to no avail. He's going to be about a yard short here, bring up 3rd down and 1 to go.
Devin Foote, one of the hearts and souls of that defensive team, had a great year this year.
And he's got some great hair.
Yes, he does have that. 3rd and a long 1 here for the Eagles. I think you're probably going to see another draw again to Woodside here. Well, there's a fumble on the play as Longcore has to fall on it in the backfield. They're actually going to lose a yard there, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
We saw the slippery conditions take effect for the first time, and luckily for the Vikings, they've now forced a 4th and 2, and the Eagles have to punt it away. As you look at the fumbled snap there. Alert play by Longcore just to fall on the football.
Brian McCarthy back again to punt for the Eagles. 21 Matt Harney back deep again to return the punt for the Vikings. Surprisingly, there's a few Eagle fans out here now finally, Dom, which is nice to see here on such a night.
They have flocked in.
Got a great punt there by McCarthy, as it's going to be down at about the 33-yard line, and the Vikings will take over there, 1st and 10.
Extra roll helped out McCarthy on that punt, got him another 9 yards or so. On the Viking offense will take the field for the second time.
See if the Vikings can get something started here, as they also went 3 and out in their first series. We'll see what the Guru has in store here. Be 1st and 10 on the 31-yard line. Nice shot there of the quarterback Matt Peterson behind center. Peterson's going to hand it off, I believe, to number 32, Brett McIntosh. He fights forward for a couple hard, good yards.
McIntosh running left off tackle there, spun free. He's out towards about the 25-yard line. I'm sorry, the 35-yard line.
It's going to ring up 2nd and 7. I like what the Vikings are doing here right now, sticking to the runs, trying to wear down that defense, you know, for that one big play. Second and 7 now. Peterson's going to hand it back off to 32 McIntosh. He had one guy to beat, Dom, I think, on that play. He's finally brought down by number 8, McCarthy.
McIntosh was very close to breaking that altogether.
And pick up a first down for the Vikings. Great run there, great call by Coach Haslett there to keep it on the ground. You have to do it in those kind of situations. I don't think we almost see enough of that.
And these are the kind of conditions to do so.
Oh, definitely.
One of these cold, rainy nights, really kind of tooth and nail football.
Yep.
Awesome call.
1st and 10 on the 43-yard line. The Vikings trying to move the ball into Eagle territory. As it's handed off again to number 32 McIntosh. Lunges forward for maybe 1-2 yards down.
Great shot by our crew there to really capture the essence of football with the breath coming out of the helmets. That's just great stuff. We should take a look at the man himself. Three ICL titles in the last 4 years. Unbelievable.
One thing I have to say about the coaching staff, I don't think you could ask for a better coaching staff. They all come from different backgrounds. You know, Coach Port from basketball background and Hatlewski from football, but they all do a great job with the football team.
Absolutely.
They should be very proud of themselves this year. As there's going to be a counter there, I believe the little McIntosh there.
Little McIntosh looks to be over his injury as he had a throbbing quadricep a few weeks back against the Perry Ramblers.
He exploded there.
Portland, was it a couple weeks ago?
Portland, yep. But he explodes there for another Viking first down. I'd like to remind you all watching at home, you're watching TV 25 Sports, which does have one of the best announcing crew all around. We do have awards, folks. We don't make this up.
They also have that town guy.
Yeah, I know. There's going to be a nice handoff there to 28, Ryan Widener. Looks like he was just going to bounce that outside, but he just couldn't get one more block from number 7, Joe Austin.
And what we've seen so far this season, Andy, is Widener seems to get his carries in bunches. Like you'll see him get 4 or 5 carries in a quarter and then kind of disappear for a game and a half.
I think that's the type of player he is.
Oh, definitely. And he's been utilized to I think the best of his ability is he's had some fine carries.
Oh, yes, definitely.
And helped the Viking offense quite a few times this season.
He's 2nd and 7. We're at 3 minutes and 9 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Fast pace to this game.
Yeah, very surprisingly, you know, being the wet conditions. Peterson's going to keep it on the keeper. Makes a nice move. What a nice step. I think he's going to take it all the way for a Viking touchdown. What a great move by Peterson.
Matt Peterson with that one cutback at about the 41-yard line. That was all she wrote as he splits up the right sideline for the score. Unbelievable call by Coach Hatlewski. And the Vikings strike first. It's 6-0.
What a great call. Little Nick Shively essence almost there. As Peterson just scampered there for the touchdown. I like that call. We don't see enough of Matt Peterson rolling out, but he has shown me some great speed tonight, Dom.
Using the footwork. Unbelievable.
Zilch gets set up here for the extra point attempt. He's made great improvement this year. See if he can knock on another one.
No.
Kick is up, and it splits the uprights. It's good as Haslett jumps on top. 7-0 over the Eagles.
We're going to check the replay of the Peterson keeper touchdown. As you see him go all the way, take it to the house. We weren't able to see the cutback there, but it was a beauty as the defender was bearing in. Looked like a 2-yard gain from the onset. Peterson turns it into about 41 yards the other way.
Nice. And that's what this Viking team has been known to do in the past, Dom. You know, stick with the running game. Stick with what works.
No question.
They showed it right there in that play. Excellent play call, excellent run. And you got to give it up for the offensive line on that play too, Dom. They had great downfield blocking.
One of the most underappreciated jobs in the world is the offensive lineman.
Yes, it is.
What they do really goes unnoticed, and we're probably guilty of not giving them enough credit here on the air.
I'm sure we are.
They do a fantastic job.
So let's see if the Eagles can respond to that 41-yard scamper that Peterson just managed to get there. As the Eagles are set here to receive as number 11, Matt Sattler, and number 31, Eric Woodside, are back deep to return.
Look at that neck.
There's Coach Poor, always intense.
He's got to be cold right now.
Always intense, no matter what the situation.
Shorts in the
Oh,
t-shirt.
there's a few bounces right there as it's finally picked up by number 11 for the Eagles. He is breaking some tackles, still on his feet. Oh, what an excellent return there by number 11 for the Eagles, Matt Sattler.
Sattler stopping on a dime and getting every bit of yardage he can up to the 46, and a great return. So Hartland, after giving up the big play, responds with one of their own as they take over in prime field position. It's 1st and 10 for them at their own 46.
Definitely showing some quickness there for Sattler, being 5'11", 155.
And this is the poncho section.
Ponch, like from Chip. No, I won't go there. 1st and 10 on the 46-yard line. I know, that was a bad joke. Longcore back to throw. He's got all kinds of time, airing it out there. Just couldn't get it to his receiver. I believe that's number 3, A.J. Moravec. Longcore seems to have plenty of time to throw, Don. Maybe the Vikings aren't trying to really worry about his arm.
It's also tough to throw the deep ball when it is wet and cold like this, but also give credit to Mike Pritchard there. Didn't give much margin for error. So he had tight coverage on the receiver.
And he's throwing into the wind, too, so he's definitely got some elements to battle out there, if that's the correct term I want to use. So it'll be 2nd and 10 here on the 46-yard line. Longcore are going to give it to number 31, I believe. 34, excuse me, on the carry. That's going to be Chad Takas, or Takas. Like I said, I'm not very good with pronunciation of the names tonight for some reason.
Takas seems to be their featured back in the offense. Maybe getting a little bit away from the passing game.
I think so.
I think the weather's really starting to influence Coach Cobb's way of thinking.
Yep.
But we'll see now. It is a passing down, 3rd and 6.
Definitely is a passing down, and I think you got to look for the man who made the big play on the return there, Matt Sattler. He is a receiver. He's split out towards us. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to look to throw at him. But they're going to draw it to number 34, Takas again. And it went nowhere, as that's going to bring up a 4th down for Hartland.
I question that call by Coach Cobb. You take over with great field position there in 3rd and 6. You really kind of want to keep the drive going. Decides to play it safe there with the draw. Doesn't work out, and now the Eagles will have to punt. And Harney deep for the Vikes.
One thing is, me and you both know, we questioned quite a few calls, but that's why we're up here and they're down there. 4th and 7 with 1 minute and 13 seconds to go here in the 1st quarter. Punt almost blocked. Nice kick there. Almost hit off a Viking defender.
Looked like one of the Eagles might have tried to block the Viking defender into the ball, which of course is an illegal play. But good try nonetheless.
It's down finally by number 20, Brian Arnett. Vikings will take over 1st and 10 on their own 22-yard line, I'll call it. Oh, excuse me, no. It's going to be about the 25-yard line. So 1st and 10. Vikings trying to see if they can keep the momentum going from that last huge run there by Peterson. As there's going to be a handoff to number 28, Ryan Widener. He gets hit hard by number 49, Shauna Hollerbeek.
Widener
wow,
to the right
butchered
there.
That one.
Widener picked up about 5 yards there on 1st down.
I'd like to apologize for butchering all the Hartland Eagle football names that I'm going to butcher tonight.
There are some tough pronunciations, no question about it.
But excellent run, like you said there, by Widener. You know, you said earlier that you don't see him too much. You see him in bunches of runs, and then he does kind of disappear. But when he's in there getting those handoffs, he's very effective. 2nd and 5 now for the Vikings. There's going to be a handoff there to number 28, Widener again. No, it's number 35, Little McIntosh. That might be the last play of the quarter here, Dom. This time is slowly running out here. We're at 7 seconds to go in the quarter. I think that's going to do it here. As the clock runs out here in the first quarter. So far, great game so far for the Vikings.
Good start, definitely. Yep. Both teams had some big plays. The Vikings, obviously, the difference with Peterson's run. Coach Haslett will definitely take this as his team leads 7-0. And this is the kind of start I think he wanted his team to have.
Oh, yeah.
No nonsense defense. Run the ball and get the early score, and they did so. So Vikings find themselves in fine position now. As now the countdown to the playoffs is at 3 quarters.
We're at 3 quarters and counting now. You know, it's hard not to really think about that kind of stuff, but I'm sure somewhere back in Coach Haslewski's mind, he is thinking about it a little bit.
Viking team now being accustomed to the playoffs.
Yep. Coach Haslewski giving some encouraging words to his troops out there. Looks like the rain is starting to let off a little bit down from our vantage point.
Just a little bit, yeah.
It's going to be 3rd and a short 1 here for the Vikings.
For Big Mac to get a carry right here. This is his kind of territory.
Oh, this is definitely his territory. You got to give it to your biggest back and just have him pound it right between the tackles down. Pick up the first down and start all over. Third and 1 here on the 35-yard line. They're going to hand it off to Widener. Makes a nice move. He's got the first down, stays on his feet, fights for maybe another yard. Excellent run there by Widener. The Vikings have another first down.
The unconventional play works best there as Widener to the outside picks up a Viking first down. Slowly but surely, the Vikings now nearing the 40-yard line.
Be 1st and 10 now on the 37-yard line here for Haslett. There's going to be a handoff again to Widener. Oh, no, it's totally faked everyone out, including me, as it's little McIntosh. He's going to scamper all the way in for a Viking touchdown. Fooled me and the cameraman.
Brent McIntosh is pretty fast, I think.
I think that's a good statement.
62 yards to pay dirt. As you said, faked everyone out, including you and myself. And now the Vikings lead 13-0. Things are looking up for them. And now Zilch looks to tack on the extra point to give them a 14-point lead.
So Zilch gets set here for the extra point attempt. Kick is up. And it's right down the middle. Good. Zilch perfect tonight.
We're going to take a look at the tail end of the touchdown here by McIntosh. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. The Vikings lead by 2 scores now.
And I think that's what definitely Coach Haslett wants to do, is being able to get a nice, comfortable lead. You know, save your players. You know, if you look like you're going to win this game, you know, going into the playoffs, you want to have all your kids healthy.
Let your defense go to work here.
Yep. So far, they've done a great job tonight. I don't know what adjustments have been made, if any, but it seems like the intensity on the defensive side of the ball is picked up.
That's very true. As yet, I believe, to yield a first down to Hartland. Viking offense eating up some clock.
Well, definitely ate up some clock there in that drive. As the ball falls off the tee there, we're getting ready here to set it back up.
That field just keeps looking worse, Andy.
Yeah,
as the minutes go by.
It's getting pretty ugly out there. It's getting all torn up and beat up. So far, I haven't seen too many major slipping problems, though, out there. Zilch gets set here. Another squib kick. Ooh, it's fumbled there. Ooh. Hit hard. Oh, there's some pushing and shoving going on.
Yeah, Craig Sutter got hit a little extra. I don't think he liked it too much. It actually ended up being pretty decent field position for the Eagles at the 38, where they'll take over. And Coach Cobb has to do something here. He's really not fooling the Viking defense thus far, as he's yet to achieve a first down. We'll see if he comes and changes it up a little bit. Maybe get away from the shotgun.
I don't know. It seems like they either trying to throw with Longcore, or they tried the draw up the middle. They need to try to fool the Vikings here almost, Dom, on the defensive side of the ball. As there's going to be a draw to 31. Eric Woodside, Vikings were ready and waiting for that one, and I believe he got dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe picked up 1 or 2. Okay, maybe 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7 now.
Vikings defensive line really taking up some space there, so they're getting good penetration right off the snap.
It's going to be 2nd and 7 now here on the 40-yard line. We haven't seen too many different looks tonight for Hartland. They come out in the shotgun format, Dom, like you said earlier. They need to try something else here. They're going to be another draw to Woodside. Vikings were so ready and waiting for that one as he's dropped back a yard. Great defensive pursuit that time by the Vikings.
Coach Board going nuts on the sideline there. Is this defense really putting it together now?
This team is playing like they want to make playoffs, Dom, right now. I'm very impressed.
Yeah. A couple of games earlier on this season could have gone either way.
Yep.
Most notably the DeWitt game.
Yep.
This team's really turning around in
East
positive
Lansing
fashion.
game, too. East Lansing game could have gone the other way. I think Corona was pretty much the only one where the Vikings just weren't really ready for the high snap there by Longcore. He's got to throw. He's going to hang on to it and try to roll out. Going to be hit in the backfield by a host of Vikings. They're going to have to force the punt again.
That was Joe Austin as well as taking a Makuna in on that tackle. 3 plays for a yard, and that cannot please Coach Cobb, as now his team off the punt yet again. Already down by 14 points on the road. It's not looking good for the Eagles.
Oh, definitely not looking so good right now for the Eagles.
Coach Haslett shouting instruction to Matt Harney.
Almost blocked there by number 10, Mike Pritchard. I think he did get a piece of it as it goes out at the 40-yard line.
Pritchard might have got a tip on that. We're going to take a look at the sack from before on Longcore. As you see, he tries to spin out, but really nothing he can do as the Vikings defense was all over that. And 1st and 10, the Viking offense now with 2 touchdowns to their credit. Look to put this game in dire straits as far as the Eagles are concerned.
Oh, definitely.
They already lead by 14.
1st and 10 on the 39-yard line, the Vikings will take over. As we have an official timeout on the field. I believe they're looking for the Vikings' own ball. Maybe a little confusion going on here.
Fess up, Coach Haslett. We know you're hiding the ball.
I don't know
Keeping
exactly
the fresh balls for the 4th quarter, oldest trick in the book.
The punt went out at the 40 down too, and they're marking it at the 39-yard line. So the Vikings getting a little bit of a raw deal here to start over. Nevertheless, they lead 14-0 right now. 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line. Peterson with the handoff there to Big McIntosh. He fights for a couple of yards there. That'll bring up 2nd and about 7 yards to go here. Nice carry there by 32 Brent McIntosh. His brother Brian had the touchdown earlier to give the Vikings a 14-0 lead. It's nice when you have that kind of combination in the backfield. Peterson going to hand it off to the first man through the hole. It's Brian McIntosh. He's going to be close to a first down. I think he might be a yard short down.
Brian is going to be awfully close to that first down marker. And the Vikings now approaching midfield. Clock approaching 8 minutes here in the second quarter. I'm going to spot it actually. Not that great of a spot. I thought he was at least up to the 49.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, they're changing that spot. He was closer to the 48, 49.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking there. Come on, refs, quit trying to fool me. Be third and a long one here to go for the Vikings. They're going to hand it off again to 35, Brian McIntosh, and I think this time he's got the first down, Dom.
Second time around, McIntosh passed the first down marker.
Yep.
First and 10 for Haslett.
So you can hear the cowbells. Haven't heard those things all year. Now we're hearing them. All right, all right. All right, first and 10.
Now it's football season. You got the cowbells on.
First and 10 at midfield here. Vikings trying once again to go into the Eagle territory, Dom, and they've been able to do it pretty easily so far tonight. They haven't had any real struggles defensively. That first series, they had to punt, but ever since.
They've actually been held reasonably in check as far as they're concerned, but yet the two big plays are the difference makers, and they're up 14-0.
Gonna hand it off to 28 Widener. He's trying to get outside. Makes a few people miss. Finally brought down in the backfield.
Ryan Widener going wide, if you will, to the outside. Now be a 6-yard gain, be 2nd and 4.
Finally brought down by number 8, Brian McCarthy in the backfield. Excellent run there.
So Widener now becoming a focal part of the Viking offense tonight. And a couple more touchdowns, you might see him twice as much.
Yep. This will be 2nd and 4 now here for the Vikings. They're going to hand it off there to number 35, Brian McIntosh, tripped up in the backfield by number 49 for the Eagles.
He's going to be at about the 41 and going to bring up another 3rd and short as the Vikings converted on, I believe, all of their 3rd and short situations so far this evening.
Number 49 is Sean Hollerberg. Butchered that name too, but it's going to be 3rd and a long 2 now here for the Vikings. Sticking with the running game, sticking with the bread and butter so far, been very effective this game. They're going to hand it off there to Brent McIntosh. Bounces off a would-be tackler. And I think he's got the first down.
Great camera look at the end of the run there.
Yeah, definitely.
Remember when those Hartland jerseys were white?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
McIntosh bounces off there. Number 34, Takis there at the end of the run. Just kind of blew, like threw him pretty much. And that'll be another first down for the Vikings. Racking up the first down so far here in the first half. First and 10 on the 37-yard line. So they're going to hand it off to the keeper again to Peterson. Showing some great speed again, getting to the outside.
Peterson not as fortunate as the first time, but still managed with his footwork to pick up a couple yards. Chatluski upset about something.
I think he's upset there by the tail end of the play. Ryan Widener didn't fully get to his block. Could have sprang Peterson for a few more yards.
Chatluski pays real attention to the fine detail, able to pick up things like that. Just a testament to the kind of coach he is. Very impressive.
It's going to be second and 7 now here for the Vikings. And there's going to be a handoff there to number 35, Brian McIntosh. It looked like Hartland was ready for that one as he only picks up maybe 1 or 2 yards here. It's going to bring a 3rd and a long 5 yards to go for the Vikings. And you can see the steam rolling off the players out there, Dom. Excellent camera work right there. It's kind of cool.
Steam, otherwise known as exhaling.
Yes, yes it is. 3rd and a long 5 here. We're at 4 minutes and 50 seconds here to go in the first half. Haslett on top right now, 14-0. As there's a man in motion, there's a flag thrown as Widener.
That's our first penalty of the night, and Vikings did jump, yeah. So that'll push it back 5 yards.
We'll bring up 3rd and 10 now here. Passing situation or not, Dom?
Well, a night like tonight, you might see maybe try to stay on the ground. This actually could feasibly be 4-down territory, looking for a couple of plays that can spring you 5 to 6 yards. However, probably not the best night to attempt a 50-yard field goal.
No, definitely not. Not
So,
with the cold, the rain, the wind.
We'll see now.
3rd and a long 10 now here for the Vikings.
Might try something to the outside, see if you can spring someone free, and then take your chances on 4th.
Peterson going to roll out to throw, looking to throw. He's got a man downfield. It's Widener. Hit him it and dropped it through his hands.
That was a great job. I believe that was number 14 for the Eagles. He just kind of checked him right as the ball arrived to avoid the pass interference. It's an excellent defensive play. Now it gives the Vikings a 4th and 10. And you're probably just going to see Joe Austin pooch it deep here as the penalty does prove costly.
Yep. It'll be 4th and 10 now here for the Vikings. It's only the 2nd time they've had to punt so far this game. And Dom, they're lined up and it looks like they're going for it. They got McIntosh set as a receiver, as well as 21 Matt Harney. Tried a little trickery play there, giving it to Brian McIntosh there. Probably not wanting to give up the field position, Dom. Having Hartland take over there 1st and 10.
I don't know. I don't see why you don't pooch the ball deep there if you're not going to try the passing. Maybe look for a 10-yard pickup there to the outside. I don't know. But I don't know. And now Hartland will take over 1st and 10 and having actually pretty decent field position to 36.
It'll be 1st and 10 now here for the Eagles.
On a night like tonight, I'm a big proponent of actually making the team earn their yards.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Hartland's yet to do so tonight, so give him a break here.
They're going to hand it off there once again. Pretty much been stable all night. 34, Chad Takis gets the handoff again. Hasn't been real effective, though, so far tonight now.
Well, Takis, aside from that little dump-off screen when he picked up 12 yards, as you take a look at Mindy Evans and Zach Norman with the little cone thing.
It's a megaphone.
Yeah.
It's a megaphone.
Megaphone.
I think there's a total of maybe 5 Haslett fans here tonight, so.
A styrofoam cone, buddy.
Well, you know what? It's a thing that, yeah. Got that?
The old days of Jake
oh, look, there are
Lathrop
some people here. That's nice to see.
10 Rand Ravensway used to carry the cone around the parking cone. Good stuff.
As there's a direct snap there this time to number 6, Jeremy Jess. Haven't called his number yet tonight. Maybe got a yard or 2 down. That's all.
Slipping and slided down there between the tackles. It is muddy. Now, closing down to the final minutes here of the first half. 3:30 to go. If Hartland could put some kind of drive together here, and even so much as keep the Viking offense off the field, let alone get a score, they might be in pretty decent shape.
Well, Dom, I see that Jeremy Jess is coming to take over at the quarterbacking duties. I wonder if number 7, Kurt Longford, is hurt, or maybe head coach Todd Conn is just trying something else to do here. As Jess is going to keep it. Oh, he's going to be hit hard by McIntosh. Finally brought out of bounds by number 74 for the Vikings. That's Isaiah Mims.
Yeah, and how about Jess taking that hit there, absorbing it, and still continuing to the 41. That was impressive.
Brings up another 4th down for the Eagles.
The replay of the crunching hit by McIntosh, and though he was brought down, you see Jeremy Jess kind of took it pretty well.
Ooh.
It wasn't until Isaiah Mims came in later in the play.
Almost knocked that ball free out of there, the Mims. The kick is taken by number 21, Matt Harney, with a fair catch at about the 28-yard line. The Vikings will take over their 1st and 10 with 2:55 to go in the first half.
You know, even when Harney has someone bearing in on him, he always looks so calm and poised there, able to signal the fair catch and take the ball. Invaluable back there on special teams.
Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. See if they can punch in another one here before the half's over.
See if Coach Hatluski's looking to get another score, if he just wants to lay up here and take the lead into the locker room.
I think you got to take the lead down.
You have 2:55 to go.
Well,
look, I'm the analyst. I'm right.
I'm just the pretty boy on TV. As it's given to number 28, Ryan Widener. Fights for maybe 2 yards there. using a steady diet of Weiner and Little McIntosh tonight.
Yeah, not too many carries for Big Mac. I don't know if that's attributed to an injury or just coincidence early in this one.
He's second and long 8 now here in the 30-yard line. Excellent shot there by our crew. Good shot of Matt Peterson. Oh, there's a fumble on the play. No one's picking up the ball. Finally recovered by Hartland deep inside Viking territory. Tough break.
That'll sometimes happen when you keep it on the ground, and now Hartland with their first big play of the night. And they're now in business, taking over 1st and 10 at the Viking 24.
Could make it a one-score game right here, Dom, on this drive.
Look at the Viking cheerleaders. Really happy about the Vikings' last fumble, I see. But
well, when you're cold and
yeah, last home game of the year.
Last home game, yeah. It's good to see that there's fans actually out here, even though it's raining and cold. It's good to see the fans coming out for the last home game.
Well, looks like Jess is going to stay in the game, Andy.
Handed off there to number 31, Woodside. He's got the first Eagles first down tonight on that great long run.
It was. Long time coming for Coach Cobb, but now look at this. 2 plays ago, the Vikings are looking to take a lead by 21. Now look at Hartland has the ball 1st and goal as they've had 2 consecutive big plays.
Yep.
So now options galore for the Eagles.
Oh, definitely they got options galore. They can either pass, they can keep running the ball here.
They can take it easy, as I'm sure they would not want to see Matt Peterson have another crack at their defense.
They're going to hand it off again to Woodside. Fights for maybe a yard or 2. That's about it.
Mims and Yvonne didn't let him get much further.
It's going to bring up 3rd and goal now here for the Eagles. Vikings would love to keep, 2nd and goal. Vikings would definitely love to keep the Eagles out of the end zone. With 1:15 to go in the first half. Jess is going to keep it on the keeper. Something new.
QB draw takes him down to, he's awfully close to that goal line, Andy.
The inch-yard line, maybe, Dom, I believe you want to call it.
That was actually a good call.
It's going to be 3rd and 1, and I think Hartland is going to take a timeout here.
Good call. Actually, look like the Viking defense is a little bit flat-footed on that QB draw, and he takes it down. They're going to have it 3rd and goal for 1. This is definitely 4-down territory as they use their first timeout.
Well, you have to in this case, too, Don. I mean, it's their first real crack inside Viking territory. I think you're going to have to try to make a shot for the end zone here. I mean, you have less than a foot to go, too, so you definitely got to take your cracks at getting into the end zone here.
See the Hartland timeout to the top right-hand corner of your television set. Awesome graphic by Brian Town. We worked 3 months on that one.
Did he now? There's so many, yeah. There's so many stories. 3rd and 1 here as Hartland stacks up in a kind of a power I almost down.
Look for them to follow number 74 in the game. And they're doing just that.
And that Woodside dives over the top for a Hartland touchdown. His big number 71, Dan Stevens, 6'3", 225 junior, leads the way. It's hard not to score when you're running behind a mountain.
Yeah. And now just like that, Hartland is right back in this game, now looking to cut this to a 7-point lead.
There's the shot of 71, as we just mentioned earlier. He is a big boy. I'm 6'3", and I think he's bigger than me. Maybe, just a little bit. Kick is up, and it's good right down the middle. Hartland creeping a little closer. They trail 14-7 with 48 seconds to go in the first half. Now, the Vikings get the ball back here, Dom. Do you think Coach Otluski tries to put a scoring drive together or just runs the clock out here in the first half?
He's going to most likely maybe take a running play and then a knee. As we're going to look at the Hartland touchdown. You see big number 74 there just plowing guys out of the way.
Yes.
leaving ample room for Woodside to plunge over and make this a touchdown game.
A touchdown game?
A one touchdown game.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
So we're at the critiquing stage again, I see.
Why not? Everyone else does. Kicking off for the Eagles will be number 8, Brian McCarthy. D for Haslett will be 21, Matt Harney, and 33,
Ryan Everett.
Ryan Everett. Ooh, takes a bounce there.
Ooh, awful close.
Oh,
to taking
awful
a knee.
close to taking a knee. Going nowhere as the Hartland fans erupt.
And that play just kind of got botched as the ball bounced back to the 1, and actually Harney was really lucky. They could have called his knee down there.
Yeah.
And now the Vikings take over on about their 4-yard line, and Hartland's definitely going to want to press them here, see if they can force some kind of turnover, as they're a little too deep to really just take a knee into the locker room.
Yep. You got to try busting it through, I think, with Big McIntosh here, giving him a little breathing room.
Hartland does want to be careful here. If any kind of Viking running back gets in the backfield, any kind of score for the Vikings would be devastating.
Yep. As it's taken there by number 32, Brent McIntosh.
And now Hartland's going
to call timeout here.
Yeah. The Vikings can just hold on to the ball. They really can ride this into halftime, as they only have the 2 timeouts left, and one being used on 2nd down now.
So Haslett kind of pinned back in their own zone right now here, leading 14-7. That botched play pinned them deep though, Dom, and I'm sure Coach Otlewski is just saying, you know, relax here, we're up, you know, let's just get into the locker room.
Definitely. He intensely informs his troops of the kind of strategy he wants to use here in the closing seconds of this first half.
And Hartland, I believe that's her 2nd timeout.
Yep.
So they got 1 left to burn. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to use it here after this play. 2nd and 7 on the 7-yard line. Peterson going to hand it off again to Big McIntosh. Bowling through some people. I think he got the first down, Dom.
Yep. And I don't think Hartland will even waste the last time out, and the Vikings might just be set on taking this one into the locker room.
I think maybe Coach Otlewski may have one more crack with one of the McIntosh brothers here, and that'll probably do it for the first half. Maybe not. The clock continues to run. We're at 23 seconds. This has suddenly turned into a game, Dom. A 1-score lead for the Vikings is all they have right now heading into the locker room. As we're at 10 seconds there as they hand it off again to Big McIntosh, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. As the clock finally runs out here in the first half, your Vikings enjoying a 14-7 lead here in the last home game of the season here. So far tonight, been very impressed with both sides of the ball, especially the defensive side of the ball. Seems like Haslett's been coming out with more fire tonight on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and top to bottom, the Vikings have outplayed Hartland, you know, dramatically, but yet they only have a 1-touchdown lead to show for it, which is a bit of cause for concern in the Viking locker room. However, going into halftime, the Vikings will receive to start the second half. That fumble looms large now as Hartland was able to get that late score and get right back into this game. But a terrific coaching job by Coach Otlewski in the first half. As we're going to go to halftime here, we'll join you after halftime for the second half.
welcome back to the second half of play here at Haslett Stadium. Your Vikings enjoy a 14-7 lead over the Eagles from Hartland. Tough touchdown there the Vikings gave up on that last drive there. You know, they're up 14-0, looking to make it 21-0 down heading into halftime. And Hartland gets a lucky break there and makes this a one-score game.
Well, they were cruising. They were cruising all the way along and looking, as you said, to take a 3-score lead. And you see one fumble, one key turnover, and it turns the entire complexion of the game around. So now it's gut check time for the Vikings. They're one half of football away, if they can win this half, to making the playoffs, which what seemed such a far goal 4 weeks ago is now right in their face by winning a home game.
And the rain has also decided to, go ahead and pick up.
Yeah, good call on that fading away at the end of the second quarter.
Yep. So the Vikings are one half away, as you said, Don, from making the playoffs for the 5th straight year. And I'm sure that they're pumped up about that. I'm sure Coach Otluski had some words of wisdom to say to them.
Oh, no one can motivate like Coach Otluski. That's why he's the best in the area. He's just phenomenal.
So the Vikings will receive here, the kickoff here, but we're at 1:32 here still on the clock for some reason. We don't know exactly who the Vikings would face, though, if they win here tonight. There's been talk, as we said in the top of the show, Mason, Charlotte, maybe even East Lansing. East Lansing does have a possibility of still making playoffs. They're 4-4. Haslett loses tonight. They fall to 5-4. East Lansing wins tonight. They go to the playoffs instead of the Vikings.
And that's kind of the consensus. If the Vikings do lose and East Lansing is indeed victorious, they will leapfrog the Vikings for that last spot, which is to be thought by many of the local papers. But, the Vikings, they have what they want. They control their own destiny. They win. They don't have to worry about any of that other stuff. So I should take a look at number 79 for the Vikings.
Dave McManaman, 275-6'3". That's a big boy. And Little McIntosh getting set here. Scored that big touchdown in the first half.
The difference in the game right now, the 68-yard scamper by Little Mac. We'd like to take this opportunity before the half starts to give best wishes to our good friend and TV25 commentator Tammy Coates, who will be departing this summer for the Marines. Tammy, we want to say good luck to you.
Woohoo! Marines! I don't know nothing about the Marines. I couldn't handle that stuff. The Vikings will take over here. There's a shot of number 77, Nick Irwin. Is Hartland kicker number 8. Brian McCarthy set here to kick off. Had a few good kicks here earlier. Hoping to keep his momentum going here as he's been kicking very well tonight. There's a nice kick. It's going to be taken by number 33, Ryan Everett for the Vikings. Still on his feet, making some nice moves. Cuts back and he's close to midfield at about the 45-yard line. Nice return there.
I don't know what Coach Otluski said at halftime, but his troops come out fired up here as they now have excellent field position up at the 45-yard line.
Be 1st and 10 on the 45-yard line here for the Vikings. There's an excellent return there by number 33. Ryan Everett just bursted right through the middle there, Dom.
Everett hasn't got many returns this year, Andy. Usually Harney handles a majority of the return duties.
1st and 10 for the Vikings. As there's a handoff to number 35, Brian McIntosh, close to midfield. I think he maybe got 1-2 yards there on the carry. So bring up 2nd and 7 now here for the Vikings.
It's really starting to pour out there.
I'm glad I'm not out there. Second and 7 on the 48-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to number 28, Ryan Widener. Brought down by a host of Eagles there, and it's going to bring up a long 3rd down opportunity here for the Vikings.
Coach Otluski riding his ever dangerous running game here. Set up 3rd and 5 at midfield.
Well, I think Coach Otluski wants to see this Eagle team shut down the run completely before he goes away from it. 3rd and 5 at midfield now. There's a handoff. Stopped in the backfield.
Oh, we saw earlier Hartland had that big return, and they sat on it for 3 plays right there. I think the Vikings might have been guilty of a little bit that of their own.
That was a keeper by Peterson.
That's 3 plays, 3 and out. Coach Otluski voicing his displeasure on the sideline. However, I'm not too sure about the play calling there, as now they'll be forced to punt away. Now it's going to be number 6, Jeremy Just, the quarterback, or at least finished up the first half as quarterback, looking to return for Hartland.
Seemed like he was a little more agile than the first quarterback they had in there, number 7. Kurt Longcore, nice punt there. Hit hard is number 34, Chad Takis, brought down.
Irwin and Conroy in on those tackles for Haslett. Special team coverage is perfect again. As you look at the Vikings sideline, eagerly anticipating a victory in this one.
It'll be 1st and 10 on the 18-yard line for Hartland. Hartland only down 1 score here. They trail, the Vikings 14-7, but they get the ball back here after a 3 and out by the Vikings. So there's going to be a keeper by Jess, not fooled that time, as number 55, Nick King, going to be stomped in the backfield for a huge loss.
And how big is it for the Vikings to have Nick King back in the lineup strong and healthy, as he was injured for a game or 2 mid-season, resuming his old form.
It's going to be 2nd and 13. Vikings looking to get the ball back here after that 3 and out they had. Got to be disappointing for the offense to go 3 and out to start the half down. 2nd and long here now. There's another high snap taken by 34. Chad Takis maybe gets up to the original line of scrimmage.
Close to a late hit by Irwin there. He's really got to watch that, Andy. And actually, it was a fine job just to get back to the 20-yard line.
Well, that's something this Viking team does not need down, is the dumb penalties, the late hits, the face mask, the personal fouls, stuff like that. They do not need that kind of stuff in this game.
We really have had 2 of the most disciplined teams on the field tonight, as only the false start penalty late in the 2nd quarter by the Vikings. It's the lone penalty called so far tonight.
Bring up 3rd and 8 now on the 20-yard line for the Eagles. Jess botches the snap a little bit. Tosses it out there. It's going to be picked off by number 21, Matt Harney. He's got no one but daylight in front of him. Dives. And they're going to call him out at like the 1-yard line.
I really think Matt Harney was in there. The ref might have been fooled coming up. It's a totally ill-advised pass by Jeremy Jess. Should have taken off or just thrown it away as he was outside the pocket. Tried to force it back to the inside of the field.
And I've just been informed from our sideline person that Matt Harney now leads in interceptions in the area, I believe, with 6.
Obviously, due to the great coaching, as now the Vikings take over 1st and goal at the 1.
Let's take a look at that replay there for the interception from Harney.
As you see Harney just take off up the left sideline, slow motion by our crew. Excellent camera work as he left, and I thought he was in for sure.
He was close. And then Vikings punch it in. Vikings will jump on top 20-7 after the interception from Harney that started it all off.
Turnover is the story, as the interception by Harney proves costly for the Eagles, and now the Vikings now looking to regain their 14-point lead.
Excuse me. It'll be 20-7 now here as we wait for the extra point attempt by Zilch. Oh, there's kind of a fumble there. Harney's going to pick it up and try to throw. He's going to be brought down, kind of, I don't know what happened there. Coach Otluski does not look too pleased.
Slippery ball there might have taken effect as the snap the hold got away. And Harney looked like he actually just made the right move and just holding on to it there, not wanting to risk anything stupid.
So after the failed extra point attempt. The Vikings lead 20-7 with 8:15 to go in the third quarter.
And Hartland actually got their stop to start the half and looked like they were going to maybe put a drive together. Goes for naught as Jess's pass is picked off, and now the Vikings in control once again.
Hartland kind of reminds me of Jackson Northwest in a way.
Yep.
They have the same kind of playing style.
And that similar type of offense, and really not, you know,
They're not
doesn't
really
lend
overpowering.
itself to big plays and whatnot.
I think definitely they're going to have to try to stay away from the shotgun this series. You know, they're going to have to try something new here. Down now 14 points when it was a one-score game. They definitely don't want to let this thing get out of hand, Dom.
Of course, if Haslett had Jackson Northwest in the schedule, the playoffs would already be a lock.
That's true. As number 9, Matt Nelson, comes on the field to take over the kicking duties. Nice booming kick there by Nelly. And it's going to be taken by number 11, Matt Sattler. Makes a few moves, brought out about the 21-yard line. And that's where the Eagles will take over, 1st and 10.
And let's see what the Eagles have cooking here on offense. As you see the sideline view.
Excellent job by our crew tonight.
And look at the replay of the tackle.
Ooh.
Boom. Tenacious block. And look at the Vikings special team players just forcing Matt Sattler out of bounds. Sattler, of course, with the early return in this game for sizable yardage.
Special teams has just been awesome. As there's a draw to Jess again. Shedding through some people. Picks up about 6, maybe 7 yards there.
Seen a couple of runs by Jesse, and he does seem to have a little bit of mobility, which really makes you wonder why aren't you, moving him to the outside, getting him some maybe room to throw. Maybe throwing off the run would be a little more suitable for him.
Something we have not seen a whole lot tonight, though, is the passing attack there from Hartland. I mean, they've thrown a couple times here and there, but nothing,
I haven't seen a team line up in shotgun so much, throw so little. It's
kind of odd almost. It's going to be 2nd and about 2 yards to go here. There's going to be a handoff to the big fella, number 34, Chad Takis. He's going to be hit and brought down. I think he didn't get it down. I think it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Devin Foot in on the tackle. And 3rd and short for Hartland.
And it's definitely starting to get colder out there too now, Dom. And it looks like they're going to have an official time for measurement here. Looks like from where we're sitting, he's short. They get the good old chain gang out there to measure it off. And he is going to be short. Unless they give him a good spot there. It looks like he's short from here. They're going to give it to him. Just the tip of it looks like it crossed the 1st down marker.
Once again, Andy, you have a great call. That's 1st and 10 for Hartland.
Thank you.
And we're going to take a look at the replay if we can in a second here. It looked like the ref kind of moved the ball forward on the spot. We'll get that to you as soon as we can.
That's what I was commenting about exactly. I mean, he looked like he moved the ball forward.
Yeah, nice cover, Andy. No, he really did.
That's why I'm the brains and you're just the side guy. See, here you go, Dom. There's the replay. Short there. Oh, you know what? The ref moves the ball forward. Okay, thank you. I called it. The ref moves the ball.
See a $20 bill hanging out of the pocket of the ref?
That's enough.
Just joking.
He's 2nd and 6 now on the 35-yard line. We're supposed to behave. With 6:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. Hartland trying to put together a nice little drive here. Now, Dom, how often do you see that? You see the ref moving the ball on camera.
That is the
That's
first
something
time
else.
for sure. First time.
2nd and 7 here. As we've not seen anything in a long time from number 7, Longcore. He started the game for the Eagles. Have not seen him since late 1st quarter. As there's number 34, Chad Takis again, close to another Hartland first down. It's going to be 3rd and about 2.
I don't really think this Hartland offense is really equipped to hang with the Vikings for a full 70 to 80-yard drive. They really need to get a big play here.
Yep, I think so too.
Whether it's a missed assignment by a Viking defender or just breaking one free. You saw they took advantage of the fumble, but as far as sustaining a long drive, they really don't really know if they're going to be able to do so.
Be 3rd and 3 now here. Hartland trying to keep this drive going here. Jess is going to keep it on the keeper. He's going to be met right at the line. The Vikings were not fooled there.
Well, that's going to be short unless the official wants to move that 2 yards forward. But looks like 4th down here.
I'd like to apologize for my colleague laughing. I don't know what's going on, but we'll find out. We'd like to welcome you viewers who are joining us late here on TV 25. Haslett enjoying a 20-7 lead over the Eagles from Hartland. As we said at the top of the show, Haslett wins tonight. They are guaranteed to make the playoffs, Dom. So not just another game for the Vikings here tonight. As Harney's going to let it bounce away from him, as Hartland's going to down it at about the 27-yard line, and the Vikings will take over 1st and 10. We'll see if the Vikings can put together another drive here.
Well, judging by how the Hartland offense has looked for a majority of this evening, Andy, I think one more touchdown might just put them away here.
I'm thinking so too, Dom. I mean, their offense looks tired. Their defense right now is the only thing that's really kind of hanging them in this game right now. But like I said, the offense gets out there and they just seem tired. 1st and 10 on the 28-yard line for the Vikings. Peterson's going to hand it off to Little Mac. He's going to fight for about 7 yards. It's going to be 2nd and short now. We're just under 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Sure, in the back of the Vikings' minds, Dom, they're thinking, they only have one more quarter to get through. 2nd and 3 now. Peterson's going to hand it off to number 28, Ryan Widener. Picks up a Viking first down on the run. Vikings moving the chains here a little bit. 1st and 10 on the 41-yard line. Oh, there's some ugly Michigan helmets down. Those things are bad.
November 2nd, the big day, Michigan State.
Please don't remind me. 1st and 10 on the 41 with 3:30 to go here in the quarter. We hand off again to Widener. One thing about Widener, he may not get the bulk load of the carries, but he runs hard every time he touches the ball down.
He's not a guy who's going to get you 25 to 30 yards, but if you need 4 or 5 to the outside especially, he usually can do the job, so that's what makes him such a valuable asset for the Viking running game.
2nd and 6 now coming up for the Vikings. That Hartland defense has been out there for a long time, it seems like. I'm sure the Vikings are just trying to wear them down here. Maybe put another one up on the board and put this game in the books. 2nd and 6 now. Peterson under center. Gonna hand it off there to 35. Brian McIntosh, he's got one guy to beat to get to the outside. It's a foot race. He's gonna blow him in the dust. Touchdown, Vikings.
I thought Brian McIntosh was caught at the 25, and he just turned on the afterburners right there and sprung off the left sideline in for the score. The playoffs might just be in the Viking sights now.
Coach Otluski signaling going for 2 on the sidelines.
Just late in the contest, wants to get the 3-touchdown lead.
Excellent run there by Little Mac to scamper free for 47 yards. Untouched, by the way. So Otluski opts to go for 2 here. leading 26-7. The Vikings line up here for the extra point attempt. Or extra point conversion, excuse me. They're going to pass from Peterson to 7. Austin in the back. 2-point conversion is good. Vikings jump on top 28-7.
Play action to perfection.
And I think you can pretty much say hello to the Haslett Vikings making the playoffs.
Absolutely, as we're going to take a look at the touchdown run by Brian McIntosh on the replay. Super slow motion. As you see him bowled off tackle, finds the seam, avoids the linebacker, and then of course the two defensive backs in a foot race, and you ain't going to win too many foot races with Brian McIntosh.
Excellent run there by McIntosh, just to blow away both of the safeties. Another 6, another touchdown for Brian McIntosh. The Vikings now lead 28-7. The way this team's playing tonight, too, Dom, you know, it seems like this team does not have 3 losses the way they're playing tonight. Taking care of business, you know, both ends of the field, you know, very impressed.
Well, this just speaks, you know, incredible volumes for the coaching ability of Coach Atluski. A lot of coaches with a 2-3 team would not be able to, you know, get his team to focus and concentrate on all the important aspects of football, and Coach Atluski's really just done a fantastic job turning the season around, and my hats off to him.
Kickoff by Nelson, taken by number 11 at the 20-yard line. That's Matt Sattler. Hartland will take over at about the 24-yard line. We'll take over there 1st and 10 with 2:27 to go in the 3rd quarter. Time is definitely on the Vikings side right now. Up 3 scores, Dom. I'm sure they would just love for that clock to just eat away. There's a shot of Coach Bott shouting instructions. One of the many valuable assets to this Viking coaching staff. Jess is going to look to throw here. He's got really no one to throw to. He's going to scramble. Ooh, I think that could have been a clip. Not going to throw the flag.
Awfully close there. Might have just got the back of the arm of McIntosh to let that one slide.
Jess really didn't make it that far. It looked like he could have scampered for a lot more on that gain, but really didn't make it too much farther.
It was last year with a hard gutted out effort that the Vikings went into Hartland and came away with a 7-0 victory.
Well, last night also the JV team defeated Hartland 56-0 at Hartland. So the JV squad finishes undefeated, Dom. So
good things to come.
Definitely good things to look forward to for next year. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 3 yards now for Hartland. On the run there by Takis. Third and 3 now with 1:10 to go in the 3rd quarter. I think if you're Hartland in a 4-down situation, if it comes to a 4-down situation here, Dom, you know, if 4th down rolls around, I think you're going to have to go for it here, trying to spark something here. There's a QB sneaker around the corner. There's a fumble. I think the Vikings may have it.
Vikings do have it, I believe. We'll see.
Waiting for a signal here.
Looked like they jumped right on it. Oh, they recovered.
Hartland recovers, but nevertheless, it's going to be 4th down. And in this situation, if you're head coach Todd Cobb, do you go for it here, Don?
Yes, I do go for it. However, we'll see. Got my 21 points here. Season's on the brink. It's whether you're going to finish 4 and 5, 5 and 4. So, you know, don't hold anything back now. Last game of the year, can't hold anything back.
They are going for it here with 16 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Big defensive stand here for the Vikings. They're going to try to bowl it through, and that did not go anywhere.
When you see 11 guys lined up on the line, it might be a good idea to possibly go play action. However, first and 10 for Haslett at the 39.
Vikings will take over. Boy, they're going to have a timeout for, I believe, a timeout for measurement. Shall we watch the official?
Oh, I love these measurements. They're so exciting now.
I'm going to watch the official to a
I think he's short, in all honesty.
here. I thought he was short last time, too, Dom, and he moved the ball 2 inches forward, so. No, he's way short. First down, Vikings on the 39-yard line. So 7 seconds to go in the third quarter, and I think the Vikings punched this one in pretty much over. The clock would continue to run, I believe.
No, actually, need the 35-point lead.
Need a 35-point lead, okay.
So are you majoring in math, or?
No, I'm a history major.
Oh, okay, okay. Peterson's still out there now. Another score you actually might see a lot of the starters get some rest for the playoffs.
Peterson's going to hand it off to Big McIntosh. Picks up about 5 yards, and that will be the last play of the quarter. We head into the fourth quarter. The Vikings enjoying a 28-7 lead. They are 12 minutes from making the playoffs after starting 2-3 down.
Incredible story. What a job by Coach Haslett. Coach Ford congratulating his defense, getting them fired up for the fourth quarter, as they'll be counted on to stem off any last-ditch comeback efforts by the Eagles.
It's not impossible. You know, we say that, you know, this game's pretty much over, but it's not impossible for Hartland to put together a few key drives, but especially if the Vikings put one more score in, that's going to be the dagger.
Nick King having words with Helper Bot.
Coach Outluski, always coaching, no matter what the score is. You got to love that about him. Always coaching. We'd like to remind everybody that you are watching award-winning TV 25 sports coverage.
In Haslett's season finale.
Yep.
With the road schedule looming in the playoffs, doubtful we'll be bringing you any playoff games, but it's been another fantastic season here on TV 25, and our best to Brian Town for giving us this opportunity once again.
And I'm sure we'll be back again.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually, you know.
We always seem to end up back here.
Fire us or find someone better, and they can't find anyone better, so we're usually back. Peterson hands it off there. I believe the 28, and the number 3, Scott Casby.
Absolutely, as it's going to be 3rd and 5 for Haslett.
3rd and 5 here. I think, you know, Haslett doesn't want to do anything, you know, stupid here. They just want to keep the ball on the ground here, running the ball. Haslett on their way, looking like heading to the playoffs for the 5th consecutive year. How many programs in the area can say that?
That's impressive, and that's impressive. I mean, in the Vikings, really, it's only been the last few years when 6 and 3 gets you in. It used to be, you know, take 8 and 1, 9 and 0.
And there's a fumble on the play. Hartland recovers the ball. That's 2 fumbles so far tonight that Hartland's recovered.
A little bit of life now for Hartland. The question still in doubt, but taking over now at the 30-yard line. Not completely dead.
I mean, we talk about Haslett making the playoff 2 for 5 consecutive years, too, but we also, you know, Coach Outluski hasn't been here that long. I mean, it's ever since he's been here that this program's begun to turn it around, and it's all because of his coaching style.
He's taken over the reins in '94. He picked up a 3-8 team and just single-handedly, by himself, just turned the entire program around, and it's just fantastic, and it's really been a marvel for everyone to watch.
Just looking to throw. It's complete to number 49. Sean Hollerberg, he's got a huge first down inside Viking territory.
Where's that play been? The quick slant works wonders as a 25-yard pickup puts Hartland 1st and 10 at the 45.
Well, I'm sure Hartland would definitely like to score in this drive. First and 10 on the 45-yard line. Jess is going to keep it on the keeper. Dives close to a first down.
And now here the Hartland, it really seems to be that after the fumble and the turnovers, the Hartland's offense really seems to come alive. As we saw at the end of the first half, and now here early in the fourth quarter, it's another 7 or 8 yard pickup. Next it's 2nd and 2. Coach Porritt voicing his displeasure. As you see the back of the t-shirt, it's the one that drives me.
15, 6, and 1. Good numbers. I'd like to explain them, but it'd take too long.
I never really understood.
Yeah, I used to, but brought down in the backfield. The ball carrier is Takis, brought down by number 32, Brent McIntosh in the backfield. Snuck his way in from the linebacker position. Maybe lost a couple yards there. It's going to be 3rd and about 4 now. Big drive here for Hartland, wanting to punch something in here, Don. We're under.
Hartland needs a touchdown right here, right now.
We're under 10 minutes here to go in the fourth quarter. You know, it's starting to get, it'll be panic time here for Hartland. Jess is going to keep it on the keeper.
Why?
Wow.
They've been going great through the air, and why they want to go with a QB draw at this point,
Travis
announced to me. So
just stayed home on that play, was ready, and just knocked Jess back for another loss. So it's going to be a 4th and a long 4.
Credit to the Viking defense now for really making adjustments to contain Jess on the draw. So we're going to look at the replay of the last run, and we're not going to look at a replay of the last run.
I think Hartland is probably not going to punt it since they didn't do it last time.
Oh, they're definitely going for it here.
I think they're going to bring in the big boy again. Oh, yeah, he's in there. Number 71, 6'3", 225 pounds. Probably looking to just power that ball in there. They're going to pass here. It's going to be almost picked off by 32, Brent McIntosh. That's a touchdown the other way. And the Vikings will take over 1st and 10.
Nothing but open field for McIntosh, and if this is drier conditions, he's gone.
Yep. Drier conditions, that's 7 the other way.
And that's going to do it. The Vikings are just going to try to kill this clock and get a drive that can send them on their way.
Yep, I'm thinking you have to here. The Vikings will take over 1st and 10 on the 38-yard line. First and 10 on the 38-yard line here with 8:40 to go. Excellent job tonight by the Vikings. Offensive, defensive line, special teams. They really fought through a lot of adversity today. As there's a flag thrown, Brian McIntosh is finally taken down. I believe it might be a holding on the Vikings.
Quite possibly, Andy.
This has been a penalty-free game, and it is holding on the Vikings. I believe that's only the 2nd penalty called tonight. Puts a little stall in the Vikings' offensive movement down the field so far this drive. I'll back them up 10 yards. It'll be 1st and 20. It is holding. I love how in high school they talk like they have a little box thing on, like holding. Yeah, I love that, how they do that.
Oh, man. You're incredible, Hartman.
It's the last game, buddy. I might as well live it up. I ain't going to have a job probably soon. 1st and 19 with 8:20 to go in the game. Haslett looking to head back to the playoffs. They're going to hand it off to 32, Brent McIntosh. Fights for 2 yards. Good hard run by McIntosh.
Picks a couple back from the penalty. A couple yards back up.
Bring up 2nd and 16 now. I think if you're Coach Otluski down in this situation, you probably just want to keep running the ball, just trying to work the clock off and get out of here with a win. And there's a little confusion out there as the referees blow a whistle here. Maybe trying to get a new ball. Bring out the fourth quarter ball here. If there is such a thing, I don't know.
The 2nd and 17 here. So the Vikings will definitely want to pick up a first down here just to really control the tempo for the final 7.5 minutes. Keep Hartland's offense off the field.
There's going to be a keeper by Peterson. Gets close to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be third and long now.
You know, I don't know about that because now you stop the clock by getting out of bounds there.
Well, I don't think that was his intention, Dom. I think he just got knocked out of bounds.
Yeah. 3rd and 12. The Vikings will undoubtedly keep it on the ground here to try to get the clock started and run this down if at all possible.
Only 3rd and 12 on the 37-yard line with 7:19 to go in the game. Weather's definitely gotten colder out there. There's going to be a draw. One guy trips up, 32, Brent McIntosh. That's going to bring up a 4th down. And I think that might do it for the offense this game for the Vikings, as Joe Austin is back to punt. Joe Austin's had quite a number of good punts tonight, Dom. Excellent kicks.
Some growing pains early in the season, but he's really come around here.
Austin gets set here to kick. Nice high kick there. As I think it almost bounces off a Hartland player. The Vikings will down it at about the 33-yard line, and Hartland will take over with 6:22 to go in the game. Still time to at least put one more drive together for Hartland.
See if they can do the job, as the offense there had an opportunity last series and was unable to convert.
You take a look at our slowly dwindling fans section.
Hardly blame them tonight.
Oh yeah, I understand.
The game well in hand.
Student section still pretty thriving down there.
Anxious to celebrate a Viking trip to the playoffs.
Yep. Jess is going to be stepped back to throw, launching it up in the air. Going to be picked off by, oh, they're going to say no catch by Harney. That would have been his 7th interception.
They're not giving that to him?
Now they're going to give it to him?
That was an unbelievable catch from his back.
Now they give it to him, and Harney picks up his 7th interception of the year. That's amazing.
That is unbelievable. Really a fantastic all-around player, Matt Harney. Special teams, offense, defense, does it all.
The Vikings will take over 1st and 10 on the 44-yard line. And I think we'll probably see maybe a couple more plays with the first team offense, and then Coach Atluski probably might put in his second stringers. I believe 7 interceptions is most in the area by one player this year, so. Peterson's going to hand it off to McIntosh. Bowls over a couple of blockers. I think he may have gotten to the line of scrimmage. Bring up 2nd and long here. 2nd and about 9 yards to go. Vikings looking to put this game away here, probably with a few more drives. Second and 10 with 5:40 to go in the game. Peterson going to hand it off to number 3, Scott Casby, going right up the middle. Nice run there by Casby. He's going to almost pick up the first down. It's going to be 3rd and about 2. It's nice to see Scooter Casby getting some carries.
Seniors put in work over the years, and it is nice to see him get a nice pickup there.
Yep. It's 3rd and 4 now here. So there's going to be a handoff to 32, McIntosh. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Viking fans cheering for Coach Haslett to go for it. Try to run the clock out, but likely we'll just punt it deep here.
I think you probably got to punt it deep here. We're at 4:16 to go in the game. Peterson talking over with the referee here. Probably maybe going to take a delay of game penalty here, letting the clock tick down more, and then kicking the ball probably. That's smart. I like that call.
No cause for concern where the ball's going to be placed.
Yep.
Their own 48 as opposed to the Hartland 47.
Actually, Haslett's going to call a timeout here with 3:52 to go in the game. As the remaining Haslett fans erupt in some cheers, as they know they're going to head back to the playoffs here, up 28-7 with 4 minutes to go.
What an amazing turnaround. It really is a great story.
Yeah, you can't get much better than that. You know, this story about a team starts out 2-3.
Yeah, you look at Coach Haslett there. It's like a living legend. It's really impressive.
Yeah, it is.
It's awesome.
You know, taking a 2-3 team, finishing strong 6-3, you know, only losing one conference game to rival DeWitt, and I'm sure they're going to be ready to take them out next year. You know, DeWitt losing a lot of key people next year with Alger, Bunce, players like that graduating, so, you know,
and
every
then
year
the Vikings were with them right down to the end.
Yep.
Led by 16 points in the game.
Every year the rivalry renews itself, seems
Definitely.
like, so.
It looked for a while like it was dying down, and the tide was turning to Haslett, and now it's back in DeWitt's favor, so.
So I'm sure the Vikings will be ready for that game again next year. I'm not quite sure if East Lansing's back on the schedule or not next year, but...
Yeah, actually, I think we do go to East Lansing the first game. Wouldn't it be nice to actually see DeWitt and Haslett get to face off in the playoffs sometime?
That would be great,
Wouldn't that be something?
4th and 2 now here for the Vikings. As Otluski opts to go for it. They give it to 32. McIntosh bowls his way over for a 1st down, and that'll probably wrap it up. Here's the Vikings will probably just run the clock out with 3:47 to go. For some reason, the clock has stopped.
1st down.
This isn't college.
Now it'll kick back up when they spot
There
it.
you go.
There I go.
There you go. Attaboy. Okay. We're at 3:35 to go in the game. In case you're joining us late, Haslett up 28-7 here. Was a close game at one point, 14-7. Haslett just ended up turning on the Jets here in the second half. They enjoy a 3-score lead. Peterson going to hand it off. Looking to throw here, actually, to number 3. Scott Casby keeps his feet in bounds. And we're at 3:16 to go here. And I'm thinking you want to run out the clock here in that kind of situation instead of throwing the ball and trying to reach the sidelines. But maybe Coach Otluski trying to get his players some more reps, you know.
Quite possibly practicing some plays for the playoffs.
As you can hear from the sidelines, little Jay Harold getting some slack from the coaching staff. We all know Jay hurt himself earlier in the year.
Tore his ACL.
Valuable asset to the team nonetheless. He'll be back next year, hopefully. Peterson's going to keep it on the keeper. Ooh, hit hard in the backfield. Clock continues to run here. We're at 3 minutes even. I don't think I really like my quarterback taking shots like that.
Not this late in the game. Definitely not your starting quarterback.
No, definitely you don't want your starting quarterback taking those kind of shots this late in the game.
Viking students, look at that eager anticipation. There's some student spirit.
And there's the grass. Let me tell you about that grass. We're at 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the game. Vikings probably just looking to run it out here as they give it to 35. Ryan McIntosh gets knocked out of bounds.
Well, they're playing towards the sidelines here. It's causing the clock to stop.
Maybe just, you know.
You might want to go up the middle here and really kind of keep the clock running. Maybe some master plan we don't know about.
All right, that the Vikings are heading back to the playoffs for a first consecutive year, Dom. I don't know what else is going on.
It's a great achievement. Great achievement.
Says a lot for a football program. You know, earlier in the year, I mean, people were quick to criticize the start of the Vikings. I mean, I will admit myself, I was quick to criticize the 2-3 start. You know, I've been...
underestimated the coaching staff.
I've underestimated the coaching staff, and I've become a believer here as they've turned it around here, winning their last 4 games in a row. So, Widener's going to get hit hard. Maybe second and long here with 2:13 to go in the game. To be honest, folks, it seemed like an eternity here this last 2 minutes. But I've been very impressed so far tonight on every side, every facet of the Viking football tonight. You know, the offensive side down, the defensive side, everything. I've just been so impressed. As Haslett's going to take a timeout to bring in the second string O, I believe.
Well-deserved ovation for the starters. They had it all out on the line here tonight, and they answered the call. They're heading back to the playoffs.
Coach Haslett going to come in and say a few moving words to his second stringers, you know, here with 1:54 to go. Good effort, though, for the Hartland Eagles as they also bring in some second stringers. You know, at one point this game was close down. It was 14-7, like we said. Hartland had
the ball.
Had the ball. You know, they got 2 turnovers off Viking fumbles, you know, so they looked like they were in business there for a while. Just couldn't get anything of their own. And the 2 interceptions from Matt Hardy really didn't help a whole lot in their goal of trying to put some points up on the board.
Jeremy Jess' interception was the one that they really couldn't get over, as that set up the 3rd Viking score and really kind of put the Eagles' hopes to rest.
As number 10, Mike Pritchard, comes in, there's a fumble. It seems like that this is kind of turning into a regular occurrence when the second string offense goes in. I mean, not to knock it or anything, but I'm sure Coach Haslett, I'm sure he's a little peeved, even though, you know, the game is almost over, but I'm sure he's, you know, looking back.
Being cold on the sideline all night long.
Yeah.
Definitely Mike Pritchard with some clammy hands, I'm sure.
I'm sure, you know, Coach Haslett, you know, he likes things done precisely, you know, and I'm sure he can't be happy about that.
He's a perfectionist.
We're at 1:15 to go in the game. Be a handoff to Tigana Makuna.
Makuna picked up about 2 or 3 more on his own.
We are at 1 minute exactly to go here in the game.
Look out for the Gatorade on the sideline.
I can see the Gatorade on the sideline slowly heading its way, looking for Coach Haslett.
And man, does he deserve this cold bath. What a year.
The players set it down, trying to hide it a little bit. It's going to be 4th and 8 now here for the Vikings. There's going to be a handoff there.
Makuna's going to score.
Makuna's going to score a touchdown. Vikings jump on top 34-7. And there's the Gatorade bath for Coach Haslett.
Coach Haslett obviously got to be thrilled, even though he's probably frigid right now. But his team's playoff hopes are definitely not. This team's going to finish this regular season with 6 wins.
And that's going to be enough to get them into the playoffs. I don't even know if they're going to get this extra point attempt off here, Dom. We're at 10 seconds to go in the game.
Oh, did he step out at the 4?
He must have stepped out at the 4. I thought they gave him the touchdown there. He's going to hand it off there as Pritchard. Time runs out here as the Vikings are heading back to the playoffs for the 5th straight consecutive year. Congratulations to Charlie Haslett and the Viking coaching staff, all the players. You know, Dom, as I said earlier, you know, I was a skeptic, you know, I wasn't on the bandwagon with them being 2 and 3. You know, I was almost a little disappointed being a Haslett alumni myself, you know, but I'm very impressed, you know, they able to turn this around.
And Andy, they're not accustomed to the 0-2 start,
Yeah,
which was kind of cause for concern for everyone, but when you have a man with the experience and the history as far as leading his team to the playoffs like Coach Haslett, Just an amazing performance, and you know, not to take anything away from the players, but really, you know, that the head coach, really, it all comes down to him. Coach Otluski was right there the whole time. He's just amazing. I definitely proud. It's proud to make you a member of Haslett, just to live in the same town. So excellent job to Coach Otluski and the Viking team, as they're heading back to the playoffs.
And hopefully the Vikings will be able to continue their winning ways, either against Charlotte, Mason. We're not really sure yet. We'll find out soon. We'd like to thank Brian Town and the rest of the TV25 crew for a great year. Hopefully we'll be able to do this again next year. For Andy Hartman, or for Tony Cora, I'm Andy Hartman, signing off.
Take care, everyone.
Take care.